Hello there, and welcome to another exciting episode of My Dreadful Journey. Today we'll be playing Isle of Maligree. I'm pretty sure that's an I. I'm pretty sure the lighthouse is meant to be an I. Maligree. Right? Right. Because Malgree would be too stupid, obviously. Anyway. Okay, so for the record, yeah, Maligree, see? Oh my god, you can see my mouse this time. Oh no. Okay, focus. So, this episode is going to be a little interesting because about 30 minutes before I started, I suddenly had a caffeine crash, and I haven't had one of those in a while, and I'm still kind of out of sorts because of it. So, if there's a really weird cut, it might be because I literally just stopped moving for a while. Yes, that is abnormal. Yes, that is abnormal, I'm sure. However, don't ask questions about how my body functions. I barely know. Anyway, welcome to the Isle of Maligree demo. In this game, your choices matter. The decisions you make may result in unique interactions otherwise missed. Try playing this demo a few times to uncover all its secrets. I will absolutely not. Did you not hear what I just said? Did you not hear what I just said? A few times, my ass. I'm gonna be lucky if I make it to and remember, there are no wrong choices. Absolutely not. Let us begin. Click on your journal to access items and scene log. In this world, many years ago, people discovered they could gain great power by making deals with spirits from other realms. Oh, I have to click the box itself? That's lame. Now, the arcane influences bleed further and further into the world. And with it, temptation, both good and evil, prey on the minds of all that can sense it. You work for the mainland police as an investigator. As the arcane mixes with organized crime, the need for people like you has never been higher. But your latest case is difficult. It started when you heard a radio transmission from the distant Isle of Maligree. I hope I'm saying that right. Age 21. Dates missing, question mark. Hold on. So there's no, like, time frame she went missing? Larissa Patrian, age 21, date missing, question mark. So, at the bare minimum, she's been missing since that picture. Bare minimum. Since that picture with her cat. However, she could be 23 now, for all we fucking know. It doesn't say when she went missing. What the fuck is the purpose? This is also me just assuming it's not, like, the lens of the storyteller. And, and this is just here so the writers don't have to give us, like, an actual timeline of events. That's what I'm assuming, anyway. They reported a missing person, and in that moment, you felt a strange wave of deja vu. Out of curiosity, you checked the record room and found several more like it, all of them written in your hand. My hand? Oh shit, this is me writing it? What? Yet you don't remember any of them. It seems nobody else does either. So now you find yourself on a boat. bound for the island with nothing but questions. Okay, so the date missing is actually a case of this weird deja vu. Somebody there must know what's causing this. You just hope you can solve this case before you forget. But first, you must remember yourself. I am, Shit. I didn't expect this. So, these are our points. We have 5 of them remaining. I'm wondering if choosing these will give us, base stats. Physical strength, speed and precision, resilience and tenacity. How fate favors you. It never does. That's staying at 0. Sagacity. I've never seen that used in this slot before. Wisdom and perception. Intelligence, logic and reasoning. Aura. Arcane potency. So we'll leave these alone for now. However, I will name myself. Him Alec Stone. I accidentally picked that. That's not what I want. Anyway. Oracle. To be an oracle is to give your mind to the arcane, to let it be pushed and pulled by its erratic nature. You're blessed with adaptability like no other, and the power of foresight. Some see this power as a gift, but you are not so naive. You know what can happen to the minds of those who expose themselves to the spirits so freely. The madhouses are filled with those like you, but you are determined not to make the same mistakes. Great opportunity requires great risk, after all. Arcane talent. On one of your past cases, you caught a fledgling demon causing chaos. Instead of banishing the creature, you instead made a pact with it. Now, Alistair. Of course, his name is Alistair. Your demon companion is in your service until your death, however soon that may be. While not exactly the ideal assistant, their gifts with the arcane are undeniable, and although you'd never tell them, it's nice to no longer be alone. You couldn't smuggle them aboard the boat to Maligree without people knowing, so now you need to find a quiet place to summon them. Interesting. And technician. The arcane is not the only source of wonders, so too does the spark of electricity provide. You've always had an uncanny way with machines. You can build them and repair them with nothing but scrap. You've always been good at telling how a machine works just be looking at one. Just be looking at one. Okay. I have done this so many times. I've used the completely wrong word, but it looks correct at a glance. Just be looking at one, even if you've never seen one like it before. When you hear the electrical buzz of one of your works coming to life, you cannot help but feel a connection to something greater. So I'm thinking... I've just noticed, so these stats here are in the standard D&D format. You got strength, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intelligence. However, it removes charisma, so we have literally no stat at all changing how people react to me. So there's no bonuses I'm being given to talk to people, which is interesting. granted, in a game like where you are discovering secrets, I suppose having somebody like you enough to spill the beans might be might be a touch broken. However, we do have luck, the luck stat, my favorite stat in any game. I literally might play a bonus round just to do that. But I'm not, because I'm not stupid today. I mean, I am stupid. So we literally cannot fulfill every stat. So for funsies, and because it'll probably create additional content, we're going to go with this, so I can try to summon him. Summon Alistair. We're gonna have 2 in Wisdom and Perception, 2 in Logic and Reasoning. And we're going to put 1 in Endurance. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because we are playing a detective. So we want our Wisdom and Perception up, we want our Logic and Reasoning up, but we also want to be able to take a hit, so to speak. A good detective is always one that tries to go the extra mile, even if they can't. But first, you must remember yourself. Okay? Right. And after restarting the game, we're back. I took a nap between this and the last recording, so if I'm a little different, that's why. And if I'm saying things in a weird voice, it's because I am. Okay, but I did change next to nothing. Basically nothing. I changed absolutely nothing. So, what I have learned, by the way, as well, is, apparently, Steam broke on my computer. Like, Steam just straight up broke. It thought it was launching the game that whole time. So, according to Steam, we have never launched this game before. Thankfully, we weren't that far in, because I had no saving. Which is a very interesting problem, where the game just kind of didn't know what to do, so it just didn't let us do anything. But anyway, you awake to find the sound of waves washing against rock. The air is thick with mist, and the call of sea birds pierce through the salty sea air. Looking around, you find yourself sat on a cold wooden bench, which lines one edge of the sea vessel. Hazily looking left towards the back of the vessel, you spot an arcane Aleopile rotating madly within its cage, humming with magic and acting as the vessel's engine. Much closer, you see other passengers, most wrapped in blankets to fight against the cold, but some sit oddly upright, dressed in suits, briefcases by their side. Grrk! A radio cackles into life. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the misty Isle of Maligree. We will soon be ready for you to all disembark. Just before you all leave, do make sure to take care of all your luggage. And remember, with people disappearing as of late, as well as Strife not being able to read anything, you should mind that you don't stay out alone at night. And the radio dies. Looking right, there isn't much to see but the captain's cabin, and the light that seems to effortlessly carve its way away at the mist emanating from a nearby lighthouse. Like a moth to the flame, the vessel mindlessly trails towards it. Then suddenly, as if from nowhere, the town lights of Maligree itself pierce through the mist, and the vessel corrects its course. Town itself stretches across most of the visible shoreline, sharing the space amongst jagged rock and sprawling thickets. Through the mist, it's hard to make out what stretches further inland above the town. However, you think the vague silhouette is that of the forest tree line. You see the docks of Maligree fast approaching. On them, various figures linger, some waiting to greet newcomers. Cumberbatch! Newcomers, some with bags of their own, likely to board the ship after you. So I can either talk to the passengers or look overboard into the waters. We're gonna go look into the water. I don't feel like talking to anybody else. Not wanting to bother anybody, you look out over the vessel's edge. This close to Maligree, the mist seems to almost pull back, and you get a proper glimpse at the waters. Rusted metal crab traps float not far from view, some occupied, others empty. Then you see it, something else out in the water. A glowing orb of some kind, akin to that of a lantern. It bobs up and down on the water, half submerged, shoved around by the waters. The boat passes it by, but remembering your notebook, you take a quick sketch before it moves out of view. The sound of hissing, steam, and magic discharging overwhelms the boat, a sign that marks the voyage's end. So we can see... Okay, so we don't have a sketch of it. Awesome. The arcs coming from the engine, like most magic, cannot be seen directly, but as afterimages in one's mind. The boat's crew stay far away, no doubt aware of what would happen if an arcing surge of magic would hit them. The passengers stand as the boat's gangplank lowers, but slowly but surely, your luggage in hand, you feel cobbled stones underfoot once more. I am so sorry for the amount of times I am just tripping over my own words. I feel like I was doing better before my nap. You make sure to account for your belongings, which consist of some basic supplies, clothes, and various tools of the trade, alongside the slip of paper you were given directing you to your lodgings. As you move amongst the crowd of people, you cannot help but notice the black motor car, which growls to a stop near the edge of the crowd. Its sleek design seems out of place here. Its door opens, revealing a young woman in neat black uniform, her brown hair tied back into a ponytail. Luck? Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. That was a 20 up there. That was a 20 up there. What the fuck? Is it actually rolling luck? The presence of a dangerously powerful aura washes over you. Instinctively, you crouch down behind a wooden cargo crate. The woman seems to be scanning the crowd for someone. We're going to avoid her. Just to be safe, you keep yourself hidden amongst the crowd. Moving carefully, you manage to get some way down the street until you're out of sight. Agility. So, we have a shit ton of our lodgings, so let's just investigate the docks. A shit ton of our belongings, rather. Holding your things, you make your way along the mossy cobbled dockside. No need to get myself into trouble. At least not before I put my things down. Here, workers lift freight, fishermen sell their wares, and the smells of the storage warehouses invade your senses. Ships line up neatly along the water's edge, housing silhouettes that watch you suspiciously. As the light of the retreating sun is smothered by the fog that dwells just off the coast, only the occasional street lamp illuminates the path forward. In the darkness behind the various stacked boxes, the sound of scuttling can be heard. As you get closer, it stops. It doesn't look like we're just going to drop our belongings anywhere. So we can either deal with the boats, look around some of the buildings on the dock. Let's investigate the scuttling. Curiosity getting the better of you, you make your way over to where you thought you heard the sounds of scuttling. So we went with an intellect and wisdom build, so let's go with the intellect. Intellect passed. I rolled a 12. I wonder if it shows me and my bonus with my stats as bonuses or not. Like, if I'm rolling these stats, you look at the tracks and nod sagely. Of course, crab tracks. You could probably follow them. Fuck it! Crab! As you get closer to the crab, it spins around. Its small, composed eyes rotate to look at you with unbridled rage. Its blue shell is beautiful and gives off a magical aura. Its pincers are small, but it clicks them at you menacingly as it watches you. Ooh, examine crab. You attempt to examine the crab, but as you bend down to get a better look, it casts a spell. Its edges get slightly blurry, and with great speed it scuttles away before jumping back into the water. Disheartened, you head back towards the street lamp. What's next? Let's look at some of the boats. Let's do some sightseeing before we leave. You approach the boats, each gently undulating in the water. I can't read. The boats themselves range in styles, and from the looks of it, seem to have gathered from various origins. God damn it! One boat catches your attention. A hooded figure sits on its edge, watching you. Let's approach. Fuck you. Are you here to make an offering? Your time is fleeting. If not tonight, you may not get another chance. Something valuable, or your blood. The hooded figure watches you closely. What are these offerings? The spirits will soon bleed into this land once more. Offer them a boon, and it will be matched in turn. Well, fuck me if I'm gonna say no to a spirit. Here's some blood. The hooded figure descends from their vessel and walks towards you, drawing a knife. Time to die. Ooh, fuck. Now, within touching distance, they take your hand, cutting your wrist carefully. Endurance pass. So I failed my sagacity. But I succeeded in getting cut. The wound is a clean cut. The hooded figure quickly wraps your hand. Experienced, they collect your blood with utmost care, making sure not to miss a single drop. Come back to this spot tomorrow, and you will find your boon. As the hooded figure retreats back towards the vessel, you have no choice but to accept their word. The wound on your hand still stinging, you amble back towards the street lamp. Some of the buildings. Flickering lights line the many buildings on the dock from behind warped glass windows. I almost said grass. A short walk reveals many markets, restaurants, and warehouses here. Luck failed. After a while of walking, you spot what seems to be a fishing supply store. Its lights are bright and inviting. As you enter, you see an older man wearing a dark blue cape sat in a wooden chair, wrapped in blankets to keep out the cold. They don't get up when you enter, but they do smile and give you a slight nod. The shop itself is mostly a mess. Various equipment and charms hanging off hooks from both the ceiling and the walls. I can tell you're not a fisherman, lad. What are you doing here in old Hosey's shop? Is it Josie or Hosey? I'm gonna say Hosey. My Hispanic roots are saying Hosey. Jose. It's Jose. Wait a minute. I know I'm only half, but goddamn, that was ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. What are you doing here in old Jose's shop? We can ask about the woman in uniform, the orb I saw in the water. So we're here about the people who've gone missing. But I feel like he would know about the orb. Do you happen to know what these are? You proffer the sketch you made earlier. Proffer! Proffer? Proffer. You proffer. Is that the opposite of pilfer? I've heard it. I've seen pilfer used, but not proffer. Prayer lantern. They are used to make... They are... Ugh. Note to self. Read it first. Read the sentence first. Read the sentence first! Especially since your eyes fucking wander 3 words ahead. They are used to both make offerings and commune with the spirits. Once again, read the words first. Lots of people use them these days, with everyone in town for the fire. Fire? And clicky. That and the increasing number of victims with missing friends and family. If I were you, I'd let them be. Most are used for grieving anyway. Anything else you want to talk about, lad? No, that's everything. Leave. So, ask for information on the orb you saw in the water. Isn't that the same thing I just fucking asked? Scene log. Yes, right there is literally what I just asked. How come in the last panel it removed options that I already talked about? And here it's just like, oh, you want to ask again? Sure, let's ask again. You happen to know what these are? You proffer the sketch again. Oh my god, it is the same conversation. I don't know what I was expecting, but that's just wonderful, actually. If I had to leave one Q&A suggestion for the devs, it is to have that a little more consistent. Because this right here made me think, oh, is there more information? No, it is not. Alright. Ask about the people who've gone missing. Speaking of, people who've gone missing, Jose. Terrible business, that, says Jose. Oh, hey, do you know about these missing people? Terrible business. Definitely terrible business. People just vanishing. I don't know why they haven't stopped it yet. Guess it must be hard to gather evidence when people keep forgetting everything. Old Gorn would have put a stop to this months ago. Would have said the same thing about Chief Bridle. Bridle? Chief Bridle. I love that name. Had he not gotten so strange recently? All those people gone missing must have been weighing on them pretty heavy. I just make my small offering to the spirits. Never failed me yet. I'm protected. So I can either ask about Chief Bridal or ask him about being protected. So I already have a inkling that it's something supernatural going on here, but since I have no idea how to use the supernatural, as this detective, since I put, let me see, would I put all my points in? Yes, intelligence and Sega City. Yes. So let's ask about leads. So like police chief, of course. Owen used to be quite the officer in the past. Crime never got out of hand from under his iron grasp. Then, just 1 year ago, he changed. Not sure why. The Isle has only gotten worse since. I just hope the police get their act together fast before half the island is gone. So... interesting. Anything else you want to talk about, lad? So I can ask about the people who've gone missing again, and I wonder if I can... skip. Protected. Aye, protected. You may not believe it, but it's true. The spirits favor those who make offerings to them. Thank fuck I gave that guy my blood, then. And soon, with that spirit fire starting... Fire? Is it fire or fair? I'm gonna say fair, because that's more fun. Starting. Fair. Fair. It's fair. Wait, the spirit fair. This is the second time in like 2 minutes I've gotten half the pronunciation right. This is the second time in like 5 fucking minutes I've only gotten half the pronunciation right. At least it's not nearly as bad as Hosey. I'll be close enough to hear him whispering. Now I personally feel the spirits best be kept far away, but it doesn't hurt to hedge your bets. Anything else you want to talk about, lad? The woman in uniform. Oh, I'm so glad I hid from her then. I know of the witch Melody. Used to serve under old armless Gorn. I'm glad he's able to rest now. A man should not be made to sacrifice so much. But the cost of keeping us safe was a price they had to pay. Not sure the new witch would be willing to make such a trade. Oh. So Gorn was some sort of, like, protector against, like, the supernatural, I guess? So she's the new version of him that I hid from. That'll make her trust me when I inevitably have to ask her questions later. But who can blame them? I sure couldn't. It's a nasty thing to mess with the arcane. Are there others who dabble in the arcane on this island, or did Gorn actually sacrifice his own arms? I mean, this is pointless, because I can ask both questions. Which I guess is fair, it is a demo, but I would like the choice to weigh a bit more by having options leave. Not gonna lie. Like, Jose gets done with the conversation. He actually sacrificed his own arms. 'Twas to seal a demon away. One that was born here, doomed to bring the island to ruin. I'd never seen them so terrified then when he held that cursed child and knew its fate. Some say it still lives in the lighthouse, and that it's still trying to escape. Alright, so the lighthouse is something I should definitely go look into. Anything else you want to talk about? Interesting. So it does register that I've asked about Melody. But it doesn't, but he's asking the same, he's saying the same thing. So that's interesting. Others who dabble. Sure. I'd even say that most who live here try at least once. 'Tis said that a ley line of sorts runs beneath the isle, and its nearby waves. The fish caught here. Let's just say the nets we use are thick and strong, or else it's trouble. With the arcane so potent here, like a magnet to them who can sense it. Many strange folk end up attracted to it, pulled from distant lands. Old Gorn used to make sure they didn't get up to too much trouble. Not sure this witch has got what it takes, though. Just look at all those people gone missing, and the mists. Anything else you want to talk about, lad? Nope. Leaving the shop, you wander for a while before realizing you are back to where you started. What next? Leave from my lodgings, because that's the only option available to me. Agility pa- What do you mean? What do you mean? Thank God I rolled a 20, but what the fuck do you mean agility passed? I'm going to a fucking inn. What are you making me do? As you begin the walk back to your lodgings, you happen to look out towards one of the thin beaches nestled adjacent to the docks. You catch the glint. Oh my god, it's yellow. Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that this man actually has yellow on him. Everything else is gray as fuck. I don't know why I'm excited about the color yellow. I don't like that color, typically. I'm going to assume this is, Chief Bridal, given his, badge there. Although I guess the badge would normally mean sheriff, but I don't know if the game is going to make that distinction. You catch the glint of something green being thrown into the waters by a tall man in a leather coat. They linger only for a moment before turning and walking into the thicket that encroaches the beach's western edge. Alright, well, investigate carefully. You make your way down to the beach. The sand here is oddly fine and seems devoid of life, taking on a pale white color. You approach the place the man was standing. Searching for a moment, you eventually find what was thrown in. Had it been thrown further, it might have been lost forever. But thankfully tonight, the currents were on your side. Where on your side? Where on your side? Yes. No. You need to remove the H. Once again, I've absolutely done shit like that, where I've written a word that looks relatively close at a glance, but and left it for God knows how long. You look at the beautiful jade amulet. Why would someone throw something so beautiful away? Alright, so our options are to either keep a thing somebody has thrown away, or to throw it back into the water. Now, we're going to be a touch reckless and keep it. You pocket the amulet and turn to leave the beach. Pocket. Pocket. Obtained. Jade amulet. I know, game, I know. You don't have to do this, I promise. It's getting dark, and carrying around your bags everywhere is getting tiring. You follow the directions given to you, leaving the water's edge. Walking through street after street. Eventually you arrive at your lodgings, deep into the night. This sound is so peaceful, it is making me sleepy. Which sucks because I have to read! It's great atmosphere. I love it. Fuck me, I guess, for trying to read out loud, though. The building you arrive at is an old, cramped building, sandwiched between two similarly bleak houses. As per the instructions, you find the key taped to the inside of the small mailbox, sat aside the front door. Letting yourself in, the air inside feels musty, and the walls drab. You're just thankful you don't have to carry your bags around anymore. I actually really like the aesthetic of these houses. Like, the constant, like, little towers that they keep making. Like, everything is tall. Everything here is tall for some reason. But I'm all for it. Also, what the fuck is happening there? What is happening there? Why is mana just kind of, like, seeping out? I thought you weren't supposed to have mana do that. Anyway, the home, narrow, has a kitchen and a hallway upstairs, and a bedroom/study upstairs. As you make your way to the study, you find it's already been filled with someone else's things. Although with a layer of dust atop most of it, it's clear it's not been missed recently. A set of police-issued boots stand in the middle of the room. A radio set, seemingly in disrepair, sits by the only real window in the study. And various odd-looking books lay stacked up near the corner of the room. Summon Alistair! Let's go! Let's go! Like hell, I'm not going to have my buddy here. I picked the demon friend for a reason. I'm going to have a demon friend. You clear some space on the floor and ready the summoning ritual. Lighting the 5 candles that make up the newly drawn pentagram, you begin to chant. Shwoom. One of the candles blows out. Shwoom, 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 shwoom. Hold on, that was actually pretty fun to say. Give me a second. Shwoom. I need to make that a sound clip for later. Hold on a moment while I stim. Shwoom. Anyway, 5 minutes later. For a second, you see a spinning demon, floating in place. Then as quickly as it arrived, it darts suddenly into the nearby desk. The desk draws slightly ajar. Boss. Was wondering when you'd do that. Say, this is quite the downgrade, eh? Couldn't you find a better place than this? Shut up, demon. What? I thought you'd love this place. I'm sure I can find you a jar if you'd prefer. Jesus Christ, I can either sass the demon, or sass the demon. I love my options. How am I gonna sass the demon? What flavor of sass am I gonna give the demon? I thought you'd love this place. Yeah, you're right. The gray really suits my color scheme. Is gray not the normal... No, because we had green earlier. We mentioned green earlier. So everything in the world isn't grayscaled. Plus, I bet the mold here tastes great. Gotta say, though, the magic sure is thick here. Please don't eat the mold again. I'm going to need your skills tomorrow looking for anything strange. Boss, it might be easier to first tell you what isn't strange. But I'll try my best to find the most interesting stuff. You watch as the drawer slowly slides shut. Slowly. I don't know why I'm slowly speaking words like that, but it's getting rather annoying. I know there's an editing process, but I don't feel like rereading things. So y'all are gonna have to deal with me fucking up these words, like, slowly. You shake your head a little, but you know they are ultimately harmless. You've known the demon for some time now, and have gotten used to some of their quirks. One of which is that they dislike being seen directly, although you're not sure why. Either way, they don't eat much, and are very useful when bound to you. At least, as long as the mainland doesn't find out. You turn your attention elsewhere in the room. Alright, now that I have Alistair here. What the fuck are the boots doing in the exact middle of the room? Hold on, I have to turn around real quick. Alright, good. I didn't leave my shoes in the exact middle of the room. What are these boots doing here? What? What do you... I have a person in the room and they're pointing right now. What? They're right next to my chair. That is not the middle of my room. That is not... No, that is next to my chair. It is with purpose. It's so if I have to get up, you know what I can do? I can just put my fucking shoes on. You want to say something, Sassy Pants? They're giving me the bird. You walk over and examine the boots in the middle of the room. Why are we rolling? Why am I rolling intellect? It's boots! You check the boots and compare them to your own. You know these boots. They are standard issue for mainland investigators like yourself. How did these get here? You check for a name tag, but to no avail. With nothing else to do for now, you move them up against one wall out of the way. You turn your attention elsewhere in the room. Books. You walk over and examine the stack of books in the corner of the room. They range in topics and styles, but all seem relatively short. You look through a few of them, checking for any kind of clue as to who left them here. While some seem to be personal copies, some seem to be taken out from a library. Man, those fucking late fees. They are all well overdue. No shit! No shit! The first thing we see in this room is the layer of dust. Perhaps asking the local library will know more. Perhaps asking the local library will know more. What? I understand what this is trying to convey. I'm just... You know, maybe me not being able to pronounce things, like, halfway. It's just the game rubbing off on me. Perhaps asking the local library will know more. I understand that it means if you go to the library and ask around, somebody there will know more. But the way this sentence is structured, it makes me feel like they had half a sentence, left for a couple minutes, and then came back and finished the sentence, knowing what they wanted, but completely ignoring what they've already written. Totally not something I've done about 17 million fucking times. You turn your attention elsewhere in the room. Investigate the radio. You walk over and examine the damaged radio set. Oh, it's damaged? I wanted to get my morning shows in, though. It's strange. It almost looks as if it's been dismantled purposely rather than accidentally. You try to turn it on, but nothing happens. Giving up, you turn your attention to the window. It looks out over a large portion of Lower Maligree. In the dim light, you can make out the docks from where you arrived. You know, I'm just kind of thinking now, so that lighthouse has to be on all night, right? The window does not have curtains. The window does not have curtains. It is a glass window with no curtains. The only way this room could be worse is if the bed was directly against the back wall and you had to sleep facing the lighthouse. It's gonna shine its bright fucking light on your face every, 30 seconds? Every minute? Where are the fucking curtains? Did the person who broke the radio also take the fucking curtains? And of course, beyond that, the lighthouse. Something about it draws your eyes for a moment. A moment later, you break? No, that's the next word, stupid. You blink. Breaking out of your trance. Once again, read each word slowly. You turn your attention elsewhere in the room. Go to sleep. Feeling exhausted, you decide to try and get some rest. Keep the mouse here. Keep the mouse here. I want to move mouse to middle of screen because that is just the closest it can be to anything I need to click. But this is not a point and click game, and I have to click this box in order to progress. But because I'm so used to point and click games, I move my mouse to the middle of the screen, try to click, realize my mistake, and have to move the mouse again anyway. As you change out of your clothes and test your new bed, you quickly find yourself falling into a deep sleep. Isle of Maligree. Thank you for playing the Isle of Maligree demo. If you have not already, please make sure to wishlist the base game so you're notified when it releases. Let us know what you think online via socials or our Discord, especially if you found a spelling mistake or bug. Again, I can't blame you because I make the same mistakes. But I did point them out when I saw them. Anyway, that was the Isle of Maligree. It's a nifty little world. I like the world building. I do like how certain things pop out, but I don't yet understand the significance of it. So, like, the yellow on, I'm going to call him the sheriff for now, because I don't know if he's chief or sheriff. Would you need a chief? Would you need a chief of police if you have a sheriff? I guess it depends on how, like, what time period it is. You could reasonably have both, and it's just the transition period. Also, I guess the sheriff could have different jurisdiction over the chief of police. Especially if, like, what's it called? Since there's so many spirits and demons and whatnot, the sheriff could be more supernatural related entities, and the chief of police is the more mundane. But that's free world building I'm giving them. Fuck! Anyway, that is it for this episode of Dreadful Journey. I hope you all had a great time. I know I did, even if Steam wanted to sabotage me. That being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I know I will. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye! Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe.